Hey everyone, I'm Sue and welcome back for another episode of Does This Notion Really Work? And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Finger Tip Stiletto and the Starch Brush. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe below and don't forget to click the little dinger button. This way you'll get alerts every time I upload a new video. The Finger Tip Stiletto and Starch Brush were invented by Missie Carpenter of Traditional Primitives. Missie is a designer and a creator of all sorts of things. She's got her own notions and patterns, and she's really known for her special starch technique with English paper piecing, which is what we're going to reference today. Missie even has her own little pressing mat. In fact, I already did a review on that. It's called the Hexigon pressing mat. In fact, I did it separately when I did the review because I felt like it could kind of stand on its own. But what's really cool is all of these notions do work together as a unit. So we're going to talk about them as a team today. The first thing I wanted to share with you is just, I love stories. I love to hear how things were invented because as a designer myself, I know the love and the pain and the energy that goes into creating. So I asked Missie, do you have any funny stories? And she told me that her very first fingertip stiletto was out of her own concoction, and she made one herself, and then she had her husband help make them. But then the very first order they got was for 450. So it's one thing to make one or two or 10, but it's a whole nother thing to make nearly 500. So she had to, enlist some help and, really refine the process. But to this day, her family still creates these, and I think that's just really super cool. And now she can pass the hammering and the curling and the use of lots of band-aids on her little fingers. She can pass that over to her husband and other family members. This way she can get back to creating new designs. But today we're going to talk about all of these items together used in one setting. We are going to use her technique of the English paper piecing with the starch technique. It's her own creation. She's even got her own paper. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you a whole new technique that I'm even learning. So let's have some fun. Okay, today we're going to talk about the Starch Brush. We're also going to discuss the Finger Tip Stiletto and Missie's Premium Freezer paper. I've already cut it into 2 hexagons. In order to fill the starch brush, go ahead and remove it from the packaging and just read the instructions. But I have to tell you, it's a lot easier than I thought. Just remove the starch brush from the packaging and get your starch. And I'm using the Faultless starch, regular starch that you can get anywhere. Open up the screw cap top, and you're just going to literally put that little nozzle and spray right into the starch brush. You can actually see it filling up. Super easy. Again, it was a lot easier than I anticipated. I am putting it over a washcloth, and you're just going to kind of squeeze and squeeze, and you'll see that the starch comes through the pen. Next up is Missie's Fingertip Stiletto. And it comes in a little clamshell case, just nice and easy. Just you can look through the instructions, but basically you're going to just put this on your finger and you're going to bend it to fit. It has a real soft, smooth finish, and honestly, I am just so impressed that this is handmade. It is just spectacular. It's kind of like a piece of jewelry. And what's nice is it's like an extension of your finger, and more importantly, you're not going to burn yourself because this will protect your finger. Alright, now I have to tell you, I just went and used my phone and found a hexagon shape, just like searching the word hexagon shape. I saved the image, and then I went into my phone again, and I traced the image just by using my phone. I think this is kind of cool. It's really fast and easy, and it's something that, I actually would do. Missie does say that you should double up your paper, so take the 2 and put them together. I've taken the double-upped paper and I've pressed it to a piece of fabric, the shiny side down, and cut 1/4 inch all the way around. Now you're going to treat this starch brush just like a paintbrush. You're going to paint on the outside of the seam allowance, and you're going to let it soak up into the paper. If you do this, it'll actually make the paper last longer. Missie says that if you use her technique, her paper will last and hold up to more than 20 uses. And we're going to go ahead and start pressing. I'm just using my Clover mini iron, and you'll notice that I'm pressing on the outside of the paper for the first seam. you're not going to press those little corners, and just watch me just kind of maneuver my finger and using that fingertip stiletto to really get close to the seam. Now the next seam, you're going to go ahead and press the corners. I have to admit, I kind of played around with switching my fingers back and forth, and I found a real happy spot. So just take your time with it for the first time and just find the finger that works the best. The idea is that you're not burning your finger, and again, the idea is that this goes really super fast and easy. Now for your last edge, you're going to hold it with a fingertip stiletto, and you're going to wiggle in that first seam corner, just like that. Not bad for my first try. I have to admit, I really like this technique. It worked really great. And when you're all finished, you can just remove that and give it a little press if you'd like. And again, you can use this paper over and over. So what did you think of that? Pretty neat, huh? I love to learn a whole nother technique for something that I've already learned, but sometimes it's easier to learn a new way of doing it. So I can't wait to hear what you all have to say. So now you're probably wondering, where can you get your very own set of these notions? Well, you can of course go to Missie's website, and you can check out also Nancy's Notions, Keepsake Quilting, or walk into your local quilt shop and ask them if they have any or all of these notions. And you're probably also wondering, how much do these notions retail for? Well, the fingertip stiletto retails for $13, and the Starch Brush retails for $12. All the other notions that I've mentioned today I have in the description of the pricing and where you can get them as well. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video and had a chance to see something new and different and find out if this notion would work for you in your setting. Do you like English paper piecing? And honestly, some of these notions can be used for things other than just paper piecing. So consider them for your crafting and sewing needs. And if you did like this video, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up, and in the comments below, tell me what is your favorite type of sewing, and do you like English paper piecing? And if you are a social butterfly like myself, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. You can follow me everywhere at Sue O'Very Designs. If you're on Facebook already and want to join in on some extra fun, come on over to my Facebook fan club. You can find the information all in the description below. And until I see you next time, I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye! If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe below. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Have a creative day. Bye-bye!